motion to approve today's agenda?
Motion for the agenda.
Second? Carla, all in favor? Opposed? So moved. I need consent to approve the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for that? Any discussion?
What's the sold ambulance?
25,000, that was the old one.
That
It
was
says
the,
2500.
it's a typo.
Probably.
That was the,
No, that's probably the
Commission.
percentage that the people get to sell.
Yeah, 2,500 is the company that
Sold it?
advertised it,
Okay.
and then the rest is going towards the old ambulance.
Oh,
10%.
10%.
The only question I had was, why were we paying 2 life insurances this month? Is it,
We have to pay February's this time to renew it for another year. We did the same thing last year too.
Any other discussion? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right, moving down to number 5. Discussion of possible action on Harrison County REC with General Manager Joe Farley. No changes?
He's gonna be at the February meeting. He just wanted to come face to face and just tell us he appreciates our business. Nothing's wrong, no concerns, no changes on the contract.
Okay, double motion?
what do we make a motion on?
Action you're trying to do.
Do we have, is this the contract?
We need to sign.
It's for their service restoration.
So do we have to make a motion to accept it? Maybe next year or something like that?
December.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept the agreement with Harrison County REC.
Okay, second? Ron? All in favor? Opposed? So moved. Okay. Take that one. Number 7, number 6, discussion possible action on the burn pile.
No,
Six.
Six is twice the,
We have a new agenda.
Oh, I'm using the old one. Hold on. Okay. Okay, discussion possible action on update of Tri-Center soccer agreement. All right, everybody's got a copy of it. This has been updated by Angie and her school board with updates and revisions. Basically, bottom line with the contract now is that we're responsible for everything. They're going to pay us $4,500. $2,000 is going to come from the school itself, $1,500 hopefully from Booster Club, and $1,000 from fundraising for the soccer programs. So they are going to come up with the $4,500. We are responsible for the lighting, seating, and everything in that sort. Jeff will actually, and his coaches will be painting the field. They're going to take care of the paint and everything as far as the school system is concerned, and machine and equipment to do that as well. Anything out, Joe?
It's a 3-year.
Yes, there was a
3 year.
3-year contract.
They added this kind of stipulation number 7. The unplayable field for the soccer field is unplayable due to but not limited to field conditions, scheduling conflicts, and Tri-Center soccer field is in playable condition. A $100 per day credit will be issued. I can't.
Soon.
On a subsequent year, when if it is the end of the contract, the refund will be paid to the Tri-Center School District. And number 8 under contact. I suppose.
They
That's,
want a liaison.
I don't know if that is, they want somebody, like the maintenance guy, is it Heidi or the mayor or who?
I would probably assume it would be Heidi because she has a full-time phone call. She's here Monday through Friday. She's the easiest to get a hold of. The guys really are not going to have anything to do with the soccer field whatsoever. We don't want to bring them in if we don't have to. Okay?
I would say outside of just making sure that the sprinklers, I don't know, I'd like, is Clint coming?
Yeah, he's running late.
All right.
Now, as
Before we-
far as back to number 7, does anybody have any issues with this playable condition issue? Because I have a problem with that, because if their field isn't playable, either is ours, because we're gonna get the same amount of rain that they do. So,
And that avoids this then. 'cause
or
they're saying-
conflict of schedule, that's not our problem.
Well, there should never be a
There should
conflict of
never be.
schedule. because
Right.
they-
We're not
they
gonna
guarantee
schedule
that
something
it's-
when
Right.
something else is
Exactly.
going.
But I don't know if we wanna, I don't know, that's why I kind of looking for, like, I don't know what Clint's opinion of this issue before we
Is
take
it
any
really
action.
that big a deal? That's the thing, is it that big a deal?
Well, it must have been for them,
Yeah.
and if it's, I mean,
They're worried that the field's not gonna be.
right, and I understand. That's the legitimate concern, but.
Not gonna be ready, did you say?
Is this,
That was one of their main concerns from the start, and now I think they're gonna be worried that it's, it's,
Rain or.
right, because they're not in charge of making sure all that is going on anymore, so.
Right.
right,
I don't think we're gonna have issues with that. Just about the way-
I think this is
Right, I don't think this issue's gonna come up this far.
What do you guys think about the 3-year deal? Is that a good enough opportunity for us to?
Yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
fine.
The way they were set on a year for sure, yeah, so they would come to.
I say it's a compromise.
It
It
is.
is a good compromise. I guess we'd like Clint's legal opinion of it before we.
Can we just table it for a little bit
Just
till we
take
get
action. Yeah.
All right, Vermont, special possible action on Vermont contract.
So,
We didn't have
I was gonna say, we never had a contract, it was just a.
This might be something that we might need to table with, because we might,
There was a contract
It
here.
was?
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
it. It's-
They have one,
Yeah,
it's just 500 a year.
500 a year.
Forever.
for 5 years.
And even, there's one from Scott Rogers in there from when they did it originally.
Yep, right here.
Yeah, they want 500.
Oh,
Now they can't.
Where else can you put a burn cup?
Yeah, where else can we put one?
well, here's the deal, I think we should table this one until Clint gets here too, because.
I don't believe it's illegal for them to burn in their own
Had
yard.
it there for so long. It might be a loophole issue. He made a comment about that on the phone, so we might want to put this one on to see if there's anything that we can do besides paying the $500 a month. There was, he said we could do,
It's on our property, right?
no.
No.
We ran into
No.
that.
Yeah. Well, it has
So
to be
apparently they
later.
don't rent to us anymore.
It's exactly right, so where else can we put a burn cup?
So what are they gonna do with it?
no,
Nothing.
that's the problem too, is that we're asking, we have a burn pile at. The only other hot spot we're not using right now is the triangle over there in the cornfield, we can't use that.
Did they pay for that fence that's out there?
That's
No.
ours.
We made all the improvements.
That's what I thought.
Does the state come out and check that? I mean, DNR, they don't look at it.
Can we try to buy it?
Try.
I don't know if that's what it is.
It's half-acre land, that's all it is.
That's what I think is.
I think they must think it's worth a lot, and it's not.
One is the way the creek comes across, and we be able to be used for.
Right, it's
Anything-
not
anything else.
Exactly.
Plant anything.
No.
Maybe
Put it in garden.
Yeah, garden.
That's okay.
Was it ever planted before we started using it? I don't recall.
I just remember the burn pile there.
How much is
We
the
had
lease
that.
normally
What
go
what
for
is
a
it?
Canadian?
04?
An acre
For
of land,
farmland, for farmland.
250.
Well, last time was 2014.
This is even an acre.
Right, half acre.
Don't you have Clem's opinion on that too?
Your door, yeah.
We got some land up on Fifth Street. We can do it on.
Well,
Just for actually bird box.
we moved it outside of the city limits intentionally. I think.
Yeah, well, because, yeah, I remember it used to sit
That would be a
somewhere.
really expensive
Dump.
permit.
I'm not temporary long.
Well, we gotta burn a barn anyway.
Someone's like the voice of the
Yes, maybe.
Okay, well, we've hit a
Well, I
snack.
think, what does that mean?
All right, so, thoughts about the burn pile?
Oh. Are you sure it's legit now? Even like you haven't operated it? Because it's not supposed to be within, what's the feet? You know off the top of your head?
I don't.
I can't look it up, my phone's dead, but there's an administrative rule where it can't be within so many feet of residences.
What are we talking about?
I don't know if there are any residences.
There's no residences there, are
Quite a
there?
ways, but
We're
we're talking hundreds of feet or thousands, do you think?
It's pretty
Like a
good
quarter.
distance. I want to say it's like 1,500 feet.
Ooh, that could be a problem with new housing,
But, you know.
because it's gonna be closer.
And if you're getting illegal dumping out there, like Little Sioux had an issue with this a couple of years ago where people were dumping stuff out there. And if one citizen calls in and you've got a problem, DNR is you're fine you. You know.
So Adam's house is the closest house
Yeah, it's
to
up there by Joe's garage.
Right, yeah.
So, they're the closest
Yeah.
houses.
Okay, yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, I don't know how they've gotten away with that honestly, but I just nobody's ever complained.
What do you guys do in a local?
We have
Waste management haul it out, or do you have a curtain spot?
a bird site. It's by Pittman Seed, if you know where that is. It's kind of on the southeast corner of town.
Are we required to have one?
No,
It's just for arcades, for events.
yeah, you're just allowed to have one.
Is yours within your city limits or outside of?
It's in city limits.
Well, it's
We just, yeah, it's something that we, and you know, with the, you renting it, it's on land we owned. We inherited an old dump
Right.
at some point in the past, and we moved it down there shortly after I started. We were paying rent too somewhere, and it just didn't make sense to me.
Well, that's what Carla wanted, she offered to buy it,
We buy it?
yeah, a little chunk out there.
So $500 a month, if that's farmland, that's way too much
Yeah.
money for rent.
Yeah.
That's not market value, so that's an issue.
Well, that's what Joe said, we don't think they want to rent
Yeah.
it anymore. That's what that is showing us.
Did you happen to read through this at all, or brush up on the terms of?
I wouldn't lease a site, I would, especially wouldn't lease it for what, yeah, $500 is ridiculous.
So I wonder if we need to look at if it's legal to have it where it's at right now, and the second option is to look about seeing about buying and purchasing it.
Or come up with another.
Yeah.
Or
Good
come up
option
with
is
another site?
Yeah.
find another site.
When is this last agreement expired? When is it date?
Did we pay for
April.
2000, this is for 2019.
Well, there's a schedule on the back of the page.
It was on July 28th
Yeah,
of
July
14.
18 was the last time it was notified. The contracts for April, 23rd of April.
Which one?
Very first.
Okay, but this newest one, Scott Brooks signed in July.
No.
So which one is the?
Actually, it was dated August.
Which one is the legal copy? That's just the handwritten.
May 1 of every
Oh,
year.
okay.
So it goes to May, doesn't it? Right? That's what it says. I'm guessing our last payment was in May of last year. I
Let's see.
don't know. Here,
Yeah, so you paid
May
off by
1st
one.
of 2018. So we should be paid up till May of 2019.
Right, we are.
Okay.
So you got a little bit of time. Just do this.
I would say,
There's one option, so.
Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, August is what.
The sewer plant, that's kind of,
the pasture looks nice.
Right.
Oh,
Down here.
Yeah.
what do you guys think of that, the sewer plant? The pile there.
Do we want people down there
What
though?
would your opinion be?
Something, yeah.
Do we want people going down there?
The bad thing is
We
they
gotta
were
fix the
south
gate.
of town. It'd be the same thing we had with that.
The gate line.
When it gets to smoldering, they blow, you know, that's steam that blows out of town.
exactly.
Smell like burnt cardboard boxes.
Yeah, at least that'll be under surveillance too.
Is there enough space down
I'm
there?
just gonna say, so.
Yeah.
As long as we
Get rid of the
already burn there,
fire
fire people
department.
ain't gonna,
The old
fire's
cars.
gonna go.
is there an
Yeah,
easy
we'll
way
just have to wait
to
and
it?
see.
How often do you
Maybe we
order?
should.
Yeah, sometimes,
That's the
you
easiest.
know, once a month, sometimes every couple months.
We'll have to regulate how much is put down there.
Yeah.
One more.
The
Which is
building
a lot,
keeps
it's a
track
lot
of it.
easier to get to this one, though. It's
Right,
not like you gotta
right.
drive.
People might realize that too, down here, people are gonna be watching what's,
Yeah.
who's bringing what in. So,
No, that'd be great, I mean.
I have no problem with putting it back in the yard.
Just a thought, suggestion, not so.
fire department's right here too.
Do we take one till we can do it more or less?
Well, we can send back an offer, we want to try and buy it from you,
Yeah.
that's what you thought, so. See how
I
that
think we
goes.
should send letters.
Are you allowed
out.
to now?
You can buy it. Well, I wasn't sure where the site was, to be honest with you. I've never been there, so I just wanted to ask that
The
question.
road out to Myers, if you keep going, it's just about.
Oh, just on,
Yeah.
Right by our substation.
oh, okay.
Across
Just
the
right across the street.
My question to you guys is this, do we want to buy or do we just want to use the existing land that we already have that's not going to cost us anything?
It's fine with me.
So it's off from that, just to the west.
One thing about having it down there is the guys go by there every single
Exactly.
day. So we have issues, they're going to see it.
Well, we
Do we
maybe need
have
to
to
check and see if
fence
there's any
it?
sort of
You got to check the
regulations with
Yeah.
EPA or like DNR to see if there's. There could be. Sewer plant, you know.
Okay, so we'll table
Yeah, like I
this.
said, we got till May, guys. First.
That was so long right there in the main house.
Let's see if we can do it for
See
free
what-
first
if
before
we can move
try
it
to
back into
buy
town
or purchase
somewhere.
something.
Okay, the second option would be to
Like a deal or another spot.
buy it
Right.
Motion to table for more information.
Okay, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Carla?
Just gonna see
Wait a
the second
second.
one.
Okay, let's go back to number 6. This is Tri-Center Soccer Grant with your school.
Yeah, I saw this in the email today.
So what's your opinion of that?
I don't know, I think that it's certainly a step forward, you know. I don't think the 3-year period would scare me, you know?
No.
Yeah, and the only thing that I didn't understand is really what they're looking for A here. Are they just wanting to be able to use all those items down there, or are they expecting all those items to be there?
No, I think they just really want us to know that we're
required to do
responsible
that.
for it all. I think is what they want us to. Right, because then we take that wordage out and then we want to put that in.
Yeah, I just need to clarify that with them, where they intended that to go.
Where I hear
Right here, the red CA.
under 3,
3B,
it's
Expenses and
3B,
costs.
so it'd be should be
so
a little.
we're responsible for the expenses and costs of all of that
Oh, I thought they were
stuff.
wanting to
And
add
it
this to
says-
3A. That's what, how I read this was, maybe I just read it wrong, but I thought they were modifying A, and then this was a reference back to A. and the
No, I
The
expenses.
think
city will perform and bear all costs
It's clear
associated
right
with the
there.
maintenance of the designated soccer area and required facilities including but not limited to adequate lighting, seating, parking, restrooms, unless otherwise provided for in subsection 4B below. That's what they want it to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that would scare me on there is lighting, because that could get real expensive. You know, it could cost, it could be, I mean, I did a little project with Musco 2 years ago, and it was lighting that sand volleyball field in Locust Park, and it could have been $125 grand. It was, and this is a much more substantial deal.
Well, feedback from the coaches is this lighting is not an issue.
And that's kind of what we got to
They're gonna
do
meet
when
the
we
base
discussed
estimate
it.
first months to avoid any problems with light in the dark. And if it comes up that we just did say that if it comes up, it becomes an issue, we could do a temporary thing, and we're fine with it. So, as long as we know what it is.
That's the thing. I looked at that lighting and to buy one of those like one portable, like construction type of light system, stand up light, like $7 grand, just great plans. So to rent them, I have no idea, but I think they're $100 a day, I don't guess, and you're gonna need more than one. So that could get expensive real fast. So,
City owns that portable light, it's on a fire truck.
Right. Yes.
Well, and we have to, do we put the fire truck down there for soccer anyway?
Ambulance.
Well,
It's the ambulance, so yeah, that's right. That's right.
it would be nice if there was a maintenance there, but it's not always able to be. Well, 4:30 would expect.
Yeah.
What do you think it would take to set up if we were to do it? Just stand a couple of wood poles, like utility poles, and put some sort of light in there.
We have lights, but I don't know how they work. We have old lights.
Yeah. I just.
You may be able to buy somebody,
Well,
you
that's
know,
what I'm wondering.
like
Maybe.
Walnut.
Jeff made that comment too,
Riverside
that
did that
maybe
too?
Riverside
No,
would.
they don't call it
Yeah.
like that.
Walnut has that old football field, and I think all this stuff's still there. I mean, I don't know if you approach them, or you might be able to find something.
Would that be a project you guys think you'd be
It's all wood
capable
amounts.
of managing? Or
What's
would
that?
help with REC potentially?
Getting poles put up.
Like putting some semi-permanent lighting down there.
If it's an
You have to
issue, we're
clarify
doing
semi.
it just.
Well, not Musco type of lighting,
Really?
but, you know, a couple of utility poles with some sort of decent directional lighting.
We could probably just work with Kevin Zimmerman. I don't
I just-
know where we would get the directional lighting versus.
Right.
Poles and then just some lights on.
Because the ones we have right now, they're actually down. And they don't go
What
out.
we could do.
Well,
How many you want?
Well, we don't want it, but if it becomes, if it becomes an issue and we find out we need to, then
Well,
something you guys-
I would imagine you would need one on each side of the field and then
Yeah,
maybe
that's what we're kind of talking about, like,
Like
maybe on the corners.
Two towns.
Well, let's just coordinate that with the-
Glenwood and some.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it with the engineers, then we can put like a,
Exactly.
an underground power
Right.
line,
Exactly.
just in
Yeah.
case, and
Right.
then we can branch off that.
Good. Alright.
Right, just have it.
Okay.
Put this buried over bolts like we did here, and we'll just leave it, and then we can trench from there.
Good. Alright.
Let's do that.
So we're thinking about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll keep it off the field.
Okay.
Overall, I think it's fine though.
Alright.
So,
You think the
Number
Booster
7.
Club's gonna have any issues raising that money
Well,
every year?
Well, that's what my thing is.
So to make a motion, we need to make a
I don't-
stipulation
well-
that they come up with the money, because this is not a done deal yet.
well, that's the kind of the deal, is that, you know, the school is,
I'll still say you word it, they're responsible for the 4,500, don't care where you get it
Right.
from.
Yeah, exactly, I
That's what
wouldn't
you're
care where they get it.
responsible for.
Yeah.
right. And, between the Booster Club and the soccer program, they both pretty much said they would be on board, but I don't know that I don't know if the Booster Club's had a
They haven't.
meeting since.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're a lot more comfortable with the 15 than 4, for
They
sure.
were.
And that's more in line with what they support the other programs that they help with.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with number 7.
Was there any more in her email that would put more details?
She says I'm a ADA compliant
Yeah.
facility.
Which we're gonna do.
Restroom,
Right.
yeah.
So, well, and that's something we need to, I mean, that's something outside of this necessarily, but as far as, you know, pave the parking lot entirely or not, those are decisions we're gonna have to make, but maybe we pave a couple of ADA stalls just to make sure that one.
Yeah.
Did you have any problem, Clint, with the number 7 on that?
I think that that's, I think that's something to make them feel better. I don't really, you know what I mean? I can't imagine that,
That is-
like if our soccer field was not playable, theirs wouldn't, you know what I mean? If the weather was so bad, theirs would have to be almost playable too.
And that's what you said, we're not talking about regular rain events, as we wouldn't be able to play during that either. This will only apply to times when, for whatever reason, too much rain, field not prepared, et cetera.
Yeah. Because we'd kill those.
Everybody
grass.
saw the standing water down there, and they were afraid
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lake.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be a lot better though when
Oh,
the project's
yeah,
completed.
for sure. Well, even where the water was standing with all that ridiculous rain we got last year isn't where the plant surface is gonna be.
Yeah.
So, that would make the issue it's in now.
Okay. Any other discussion?
I did.
Did you have any contact then with their attorney?
I did not, I just received the same thing you did. Yeah.
I'm trying to look. Like she was, the school will pay us 4,500.
You need a check from Carson, and Carson can figure out where the money comes from.
You know, is that their kicker down here, though? Other donors will pay the city $2,500.
I think they should all come from Tri Center.
It should come from the center.
It just confuses it to have all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's,
Well, then-
Can we change that? The school shall pay,
Yeah, we can fire it back with it.
just say, you know, we don't care where you get it, but the school's gonna pay us 4,500 period.
Well, I think that's kind of where Jeff was coming to, is, you know, if the school's paying this bill, then the money that he earns off of his events that he holds down there could just be a Tri Center soccer program sponsored thing, and then it's a wash. When it's coming from one place, it's gonna show. So is that a change?
I think so, I'm fine with everything else.
I swore she said she was gonna put TC and other entities will pay
Oh,
for
hey,
it.
it's up there.
I swore that's what she said.
That's another.
That would be
And that
the way
would,
it should be.
Yeah, he said something about a show.
she put outside that, she's in there, but she's still trying to,
She still broke it out.
she's trying to.
Yeah.
So going back to that CA at the top, then, is that putting us on the hook for required facilities including but not limited to adequate or just adequate?
Adequate.
You know, we may want to have some modifiers in there about like being allowed to approve the schedule. You know, that way, if they are going to move things up, so we're not really on the hook to provide them lighting. You know, if they can make changes at least.
Well, we talked about that too, that we need some sort of notice at least, or, you know.
Yeah. But I would clear that one up too, is just make sure that they're not expecting a full lighting system down there
Well,
next
and
year.
Jeff also stated
Yeah.
there was a couple of other schools that do not have lights either.
It sounded like some big
I
ones
think
too.
most all of them don't,
Yeah,
really.
it'd be nice if we could just take that out.
The lights,
I don't know.
I don't think you're gonna get by taking it
Yeah.
out.
probably because they have it.
Yeah, but they have to do these football fields, which is all about soccer, so. So what do you think our next step should be? Just getting another meeting with them, or you drafting more?
I can turn this into, yeah, I could, well, I can,
Shoot it back to her.
I could just modify this so it's, the additions they've made or
Right.
some of it's not how they should word it, you know what I mean? We can get it to where it's something that you can pass,
Yeah.
or at least send back to them too in a final form.
But, so our big thing is,
That TC,
the check comes from the school for the $4,500. They're
Just
having
makes
an
it so
answer,
much
it's
easier
coming.
that way.
Right.
And then clearing up the language on the lighting issue, really. I mean, I think you're
adequate
right.
kind of
Adequate is not
opens it up.
terrible.
Right,
Yeah.
it does.
Adequate lighting.
Because of the sun, so that.
right?
20 people flashing.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, well, I'll move to instruct them to revise this letter and send it back to them with those revisions that we suggested.
okay, second.
One second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so moved. Closer. All right, number 8, discuss and possible action on additional $4,725 to compare to original bid for your way construction. This was on Pete's Corner.
You were gonna talk to Ron, right?
He gave us, this is his breakout, right here.
Did you talk to him?
Uh-huh.
I'm contesting the bottom of it.
What now?
I'm contesting the bottom part of it. This is your.
The bottom part?
Find the water main now, it doesn't do it.
So I had a conversation with,
That's plumbing, right?
Oh, that's if you look, if you flip it over, right here.
Because our question is
Gotta
how
find
much
the
of this is
sewer
plumbing
main
and
and
how
the water
much of it is
main right
actual
here.
dirt work stuff that is responsibility of ours.
Extra need code curb plumber sewer, tap into fourth. Socket, concrete. Didn't he provide the plumbing?
well, that's what I was gonna ask, did we pay the plumber or anything?
No, that was his
His.
subcontractor, right?
He subbed out.
Yes.
I don't see how him not communicating with his contractor at our expense after the fact. So my
I
conversation.
can see like if there had been
So this is,
80,000 pounds of buried steel that they had to dig out, something that nobody knew existed.
Right.
This is,
So,
He basically, what he's talking about on 4th Street is he dug out a trench down there about my shoulder width wide and expected somebody to jump
how
down.
deep? More than 3 feet deep?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They expected somebody to jump down there. Well, you know, 10 years ago, maybe, but that's not how it's
So either
like.
way, it's an OSHA violation, and it's his obligation to understand.
Actually,
the rules
probably
and
more than
specifications.
20 years ago.
wouldn't that come from the initial bid?
That's
That
exactly
was,
right.
right?
Jeremy?
Well,
The
listen,
initial
if there's,
had been included
if there's
in
like
the.
a problem, aren't they supposed to do a change order or something?
Yeah.
You know, come and tell us this and that it's gonna be more money and we say yes or no?
Exactly.
Okay. But instead, they just sent us a bill later for the,
That always works.
Okay, so the top portion is plumbing, the bottom portion plumbing also, with the trenching and everything.
Where Jeremy needed to find the water main, that part.
Jeremy,
Well, I mean, that was up to me.
How did that conversation go?
Yeah.
So here's my understanding, and what came from the former mayor, is that you guys were all out there pre-project, going over where everything was and whatnot. And the unknown was out here on the corner where it was. And
Right
so
to
there-
me, right to that main. The only unknown was he didn't know if he had that shut off to that, to this one building, which the city provides. And we said, no, we'll put, it's up to us to put that curb stop in there. So he knew that way before we moved it. That needs a curb stop,
Ron knew that.
but yeah, they all do that.
so
That's
they,
when he had that plumber come over. Or he was gonna hire this
Can we
plumber.
talk to him? Just somebody talk to him. John, you talked to him about all this stuff?
Well, I talked to him and then he furnished us with this,
Oh,
because I told him I need it itemized. I need to know exactly what they did, and this is what he came back with.
who were our other bidders on this project?
well, that was the only other one.
That was the other one.
They were lower than this price.
See, the thing is, they'd like to do it, is they'd like to give you a little bit. And if anything changes, they throw it on the top and then,
Well, that's what Joe and I had that conversation. From now on, it's gonna be, this is how we want it. Make it work. We're not paying more. This is how we want stuff done. I mean, obviously,
You
there's
give us
some.
the price of whatever it's gonna take to give us the result that we want.
Exactly.
And if you're wrong, then that's your problem.
So-
In our
That's how it
stuff
should
from
be.
now on. Yeah.
When-
Agreed.
When you did this Main Street, were they under budget, or did they give you an extra bill for that too as well? Did you get charged extra because it wasn't bid correctly? Was this something that happened before?
On the rest of the downtown project?
Right.
Yeah.
well, there were several issues always, there was always issues with it.
Yeah, this was
With
every
your way?
contract.
Well, that's my point too, roadway construction.
It's not our. Yeah.
Tear out and replace sidewalk and curb per spec provided by city of Peoria. Sawing, tearing out of street, tapping main 4-inch sewer pipe, compacting dirt, and pouring of street section. Tapping off
That
water
was
main,
our original
installing
bid right there.
2 shutoffs and running 1-inch copper to 2 buildings.
that's his original bid.
That's his,
Yeah.
that's what he's got for the project.
Exactly.
Did we spec out where he had to cut in the size of his trenches?
I believe he,
That was Pete's drawing.
Did we,
Stuff he did.
did we
I
say
think
that
we
we did that?
Pete
Needs
did
to be
all
2
that.
feet wide?
Yep, Pete did all that stuff.
if you remember, right, it sat open for, what, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because him and his plumber weren't agreeing on stuff.
Well, his plumber stopped working until Ron got there to make the hole bigger. And I had to get a hold of Ron and get him there. And that's how bad it was. His plumber sat on the road for hours waiting.
But he cut the hole thinking that the plumber was gonna be able to work with that hole. And that wasn't the case.
I don't know. I say we update it. I say it's time we put some teeth into our
I agree.
rules with things like this. I mean, this happens all the time.
Sound like they're just
Somebody
gonna
comes
buy
back
it,
for
they
more
wanna
money.
do it.
I'll say this, Ron is a great contractor and he's not a contractor that we have a hard time working with, but this is wrong,
Yeah, right.
you know.
So where he has it highlighted, additional sawing and removal of 2
Streets, what is that? On the back of the,
Right, that's what our extra charge is for.
so what two streets?
So we'll move up 2 streets, 5 loads of mud.
So he had to buy new material to replace the material he excavated out for us, is that what he's saying?
And it's funny how that has really nothing to do with what's on this page, but it doesn't match.
This is additional fee from Clump.
So he got charged
He
more.
got charged more
So that's why he's turning around and charging us more.
So what is that for now, what is that?
Probably got paid for him staying, where he,
Yeah.
wanted to look, you know.
Split the difference with him.
Well, that was my, you know,
You mean half
the
the
concrete's
same.
technically our street. You know, we wouldn't pay for the concrete.
So is he,
That puts it at,
Yeah, that puts it at
Little-
half.
which is he asking for, 47?
47.
16,864?
47.
25.
47.25.
16 was our
We're already paying
original.
16.
We paid
Part of
that.
it already, all but the 4,700 that we haven't paid in yet. That was the overage.
$2,362.50.
That's fine.
Paying half.
2,000?
I don't know.
Well, those are the two options are going to be nothing or half.
With a letter saying that we don't feel like this is his
Right,
responsibility,
I think the
any
letter should
future work
go-
he does for us, it's gonna be based only on the bid he provided?
Yes. I think that needs to be for everybody.
Yeah, I
You
can see
know.
it, but, I mean, this is not the first time we've had to go back and refigure numbers with him, for sure. I mean, it's been a good contract, I mean, if you don't wanna work, I think it's a good resource for us, but why bid anything if this is how it's
Exactly,
gonna work?
yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Put in the low bids, you get the job and you check it out.
Exactly, we could give them to Rollins here in town.
Okay, so we have a motion? No discussion?
Make a motion that we send Your Way Construction $2362.50 and a letter explaining why.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, number 9, discussion possible action on pool manager. All right, we have, it's a time of year that we need to actually put applications out again. I think Trina has mentioned that she would be interested in doing it again, but we do have other people that are interested. So we need to decide whether we want to have them all reapply again, or if we just want to give Trina another year.
Well, I would think there's another option, that you want to consider talking to them back again and giving them an opportunity to determine if they want to manage it.
I guess I assume that they would want to, but maybe they don't.
Well, they have a new director,
Oh, sure they
and the
do.
board is down to just 3 people.
Are you still on it?
Congratulations.
So who's on the board?
Who's on there? Besides you?
Dan Snicker and Tara Bear.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying, there may be an interest, I don't know. But it is a board, it's really one of them. Consider it. I don't know.
Well, if we do that, have issues with the concession, getting reimbursed, things of that sort, there's gonna be money for that. We lose control of when it's open. It helps. I know. So anyway, but we do need to get that person hired so we can start working on training and scheduling and things of that sort. So we need to make a decision. All in all, I don't think last year was a bad year. As far as for us taking it over, is it doable? I mean, that.
Yeah, it's learning, I mean, it's a learning experience, it was the first year we did it.
We did get a lot of money on concessions, which we didn't get before.
We would get that
Did
no matter what.
Was that?
Yeah, good,
Main concession.
yeah.
You did real well in swim lessons, I can tell you that. I mean,
Right.
lots of money. in swim
Well, that's what
lessons.
keeps that place afloat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and your dailies were good, your memberships were low.
How many refunds did we end up having? 'Cause
We
it
only did the
wasn't-
mommy and me class refunds because, Trina was out of town for that, she forgot to tell everybody. And then I think I did,
Pool party or so. One or
yeah,
two.
maybe 2 more refunds after that for canceling.
Because it was cold.
Parents couldn't be in there during swim lesson time.
Um,
Only 2 people weren't happy about it. So everybody else showed up.
What was the burden on the maintenance side of it?
I think
Just water testing.
manager would probably need to get the CPO license and that has to be done in March. So we'll have to get a decision soon.
Just being there and testing water all the time is the biggest thing, help us out.
Well-
That way we're not
I think we
going
just
to the
can
whole no part of it.
let the manager, whoever the manager is, understand that a little bit better
Yeah.
this time.
Right.
Is there a fee with that CPO license?
They have to take a class for 2 days, I think, is it?
It's a 3-day for someone new. It's not like $150. Expensive.
How much?
$150, I think, for a new one.
Wasn't there an issue, didn't it end up closing, or, I just remember the season ending out kind of on a whimper. Just-
Yeah, because school.
Yes.
Yes, because school was going to start and then automatically closed, and that's not normally what we did. So that was a decision that was just made. There was also the issue of how many times we closed because of the pouring, because of how strong it was, and them not checking it, and doing the testing, so.
There were a couple of financial decisions made without our authority also,
No.
like the sign and some other things.
And shower curtains.
Yeah.
I
Shower
wrote down
curtains.
shower curtains.
So whomever manages, we're gonna have to make sure they understand. We have to have a lot more oversight than that.
On the hours and when it's closed and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, they just don't go buy something without asking. I say, in my opinion, it's put it out, take applications.
Yeah.
Good with that?
Then we want to interview.
Okay.
How did we put it out before? Did we put it out with stipulations of what's all expected of them?
We'll put the application out there, and when they interview, we have the job description that's out there that we can put that.
We might be doing
details
that.
in.
Yeah.
Do we have the
I think we need to
chemical
do
thing
that.
on there? Do you remember?
No, we just put an ad out accepting applications. We only got 1 application last summer. For pool managers, so.
So we're talking how much time, good time do we want?
I suppose if we get it on the 1st of February, we can get a decision made, how many, we can put it out for 15 days, 30 days?
I could get it out this week.
Okay, we can make a
If they
decision,
gotta
put
take
it
a
out
class,
to
then
the
we have to
15th.
have somebody hired and willing,
Right.
being able to take a class.
So what do we do?
Yeah,
now that
whoever's
we're tired?
hired, I mean, if they have a full-time job, like working at the school, most likely they're not gonna be able to take the CPO class. That's what we ran into last
That depends unless by chance they've already done it and they have to recap, like they have to redo it.
Well, what are the odds of that?
Could be. No, you don't think so?
No, I mean, it's-
You don't think he
We
does
still
it?
have to do it.
Okay.
But they could all, I mean, they can operate underneath the city's, your guys' CEO license, but they just have to do it.
Yeah.
Everything's gotta be there.
Oh, right.
Right.
You
Yeah.
just have to leave it.
The education is important,
Testing.
I think.
We
is
just need
part
to
of the-
stress that,
Train
how
the
important it
kids.
is. I don't think it was stressed.
I mean, that's something.
I don't think it was stressed how important it was.
We need to get with them in, you know, in the beginning of the season then, since we don't have.
This needs to be checked at this time, no exceptions. This is what has to be checked.
Boys or girls, this is how you.
What did you
test.
do?
Yeah.
And you do.
You know,
Would be a good idea, just have a all staff meeting and explain it to everybody.
Didn't they start like lifeguard training in March or so last year?
We were talking about that. We were gonna open the pool early for lifeguard training. And we were gonna, was it April 1st?
No, it was in May.
April 15th?
I thought last year, did we have that?
No, I thought they went to
Yeah.
Holland or someplace.
Some of them did go to Harlan.
No, we did. Remember, because Amy went, I went, and they also had lesson training here. Yeah.
And the pool temperature wasn't,
It was
It was
Jason
colder.
or somebody from
Yeah.
House of Bless that did it or somewhere. Am I on the right track? This memory might be working.
I don't remember, I could call Amy and she could give you an exact date.
Yeah.
But I
Would you ever write down?
I don't know.
Katie, when's our meeting in February?
February 18th.
So I worked in a pool for a long time,
Yeah,
and what they did is if the testing wasn't done on the schedule that it was supposed to be done, you got your pay docked.
Perfect.
So it was very clean and cut, and it was just once a week, they came in, checked your records, made sure that the measurements were where they said that you were gonna be, and they could show up whenever they wanted, and if it wasn't done, then the thing is, you just can't be predictable about what you can buy. You can't come by every Tuesday at 5.
And
You know, you have to come by Wednesdays at 11.
See, we actually like to make it a point to show up every day and, just,
Verify.
We had
Yeah.
to, though.
yeah,
So how about if we get it out there now and we close it on February 15th? We can have our meeting on the 18th and we'll have a decision. And then we can move forward.
What
Okay.
decision?
I like that.
We'll have our apps on the 18th.
So
and
let's
then
get
we'll-
that application.
Okay. All right. 10, discuss some possible action on the initial budget.
Go get the sheets that I have.
This-
Yeah, the same sheet, yep.
Okay.
And this doesn't need to, the point of this is really just talking and see how you want to go about this, but, yeah, I should mark out the other. Sorry, it's so, small. So, the basics of it are, is the biggest change that you'll notice from last year to this year is we have significantly more TIF dollars coming in. It's almost double from where it was last year. So we'll collect about $426,000. That number comes from the county. We know that. The downside of it is that it kind of cramps up some of the money for operations. The budgets that I have anticipated in here would fully fund everything we've always done. You know, every department, everything, so there's not really any short change. I think we're gonna be a little short in the employee benefits area, but not much. I think for the trade-off of getting $250,000, it costs you $30,000 in operating money. So it's a significant trade-off, especially when you're looking at a couple big projects like the pool, or excuse me, the park and the housing. So it's certainly good. But, and this will blow away, you know, Joe and Ethan, since they're here, we were talking about like being negative everything. But I think for the year, if you want to look at the housing in the park, I think we have about close to $500,000 extra dollars right now to spend on those projects. With not borrowing any money, without doing anything. And we've saved up quite a bit for the park. So I think the park would be easy to have, be easy to implement. I don't think that'll be a big deal. Doing the housing may require more conversation. Yeah, you might borrow a little more money to do that, but I think overall it's by far the most positive picture that I've dealt with here at least.
Do we have, projected money in there for streets by any chance?
For what kind of streets?
Um,
Like maintenance or like to like repave something like to reconstruct it?
Curb and gutter and sidewalk over there by the neck.
There should be funds, I think there will be funds for that, and streets are an eligible use of TIF, so if we want to take some of that TIF money, we could do that. There's also, is it 35,000, is that what we've been budgeting?
I think so.
35,000 in money like that for those kind of projects.
Good. Because
It's
that's,
not much.
it's not,
It's not a lot,
that's,
It gets all your crack sealing stuff done, so.
So I think this year we'll have to do some overlaying, we'll just have to work that in somehow.
Yeah, there's some spots that are starting to.
Or spot, not spot.
we got a crater over there in front of the Bucksnort at the corner there, in the middle of the street.
You got one by my house too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
They all got craters.
There's
Yeah.
one going up, Lori Circle now.
So, I think something that you could do with the housing is if we had something like a line of credit that would allow you to obtain the funds to complete the project, have it be open for like 3 years or so, sell your lots, get some money back. I think you could spread that out over time, and as more TIF comes in, get rid of it as sales come in. I think that's how it is. It's not going to be a huge number for you. You're going to be able to do it. Because the land's already paid for, and that kind of thing. So I don't know what you want to have next for a discussion, but this is what I'm seeing in terms of where I think you'll be money-wise. I think the revenue is really reliable, and the expenses are in line with where they've been. It's just, since some things are programmed in like debt, you're not going to be able to not pay those. But if you want to use that money for the projects, we just need to figure out how to break it out and do it.
do we happen to know how much it's gonna cost for the infrastructure portion of that? Does anybody remember what it said on that estimate for Myron's?
I think it was around $500,000, if I remember right. I remember thinking the whole thing was about 8 by the time we got it all done.
Can you kind of work up some, like a financing maybe with some money, and we can see, borrowing here, borrowing there, what we can pay out of pocket, yes, and work out. Yes, these options over the time, and next time we meet, we can
It's a good idea.
have better
Yep, I can do that.
direction.
Yep, I worked this up, and I just wanted to
No, this
Gosh.
is,
Because I know it's gonna be, 300,000 for the perk, so that leaves us 200,000 to play with.
For the park. It's more
But
than that.
that
It's just
first, but that first
That
phase
is
is
6.
gonna be 300 for the soccer field and the concession stand,
Oh, yeah.
since we have to pipe it. So that's 3, and then 2 left over. Then we go into phase 2 in the park.
sure, there's some decisions to make there too, as to
Right.
how it's going to be, once we have real numbers.
And when are we getting the real numbers? When this?
So,
We should- we should know them if we can get stuff out to bid, we should know it before, or at least soon, right around when the budget is certified.
Are we supposed to meet with Mike? I thought we were supposed to meet with Mike.
he needs to know what we're doing with the school for sure.
Yeah, 'cause we weren't sure.
But,
Well, we're pretty set on what we're doing,
yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah.
I was provided the school, yeah. Then we need to, we're gonna have to have a special
I'll have a
meeting.
special
Yeah.
meeting for that.
Next week or so,
Yeah.
yes.
So we need to
What's
get
that?
Well, between the school and Schneider, once we know back from the school where they're gonna stand, we can, how much lead time does he need to get together?
It'll take 2 months.
I mean, as far as.
A week.
Okay.
He needs a week to get the plan's ready, but the whole, by the time you go from,
Yeah.
plans to putting it on the street and then accepting a bid, it'll take 2 months.
And I think we need to really express with him how important it is that this project moves in a timely manner.
Yeah.
We see progress, you know, and people, community sees progress.
Okay, so for initial budget, you're gonna build us an ABC?
Yep, I can do that. I can show you like what it would be, like different park
Yeah.
levels, I could do them both projects, mixing some other things in.
All right, moving forward. Number 11, discuss with possible action on policies for one-time credit to utilities if they have a water leak.
We already did this. We already did.
Did we make a policy on that
No.
already?
We don't have the actual policy then. That's what I was hoping we'd have ready for today, but it's not.
Okay.
I think the policy, I think we can just state it in the words of it's, that it reflects back on your average bill. And so all this extra sewer is forgiven above the average bill. And then the amount above the average bill in water is purchased at your cheapest rate that you sell
Right.
on your scale.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be substantial, but you
Yeah.
said go ahead and do it.
Yeah. I think if we just reflect that in the minutes, it should be good.
Okay.
Does it have to be stated that it's one time also?
Yeah, we
There
said once
was a
every 3 years.
stipulation in there, yeah, there was a time limit where it was,
Like how
like
soon?
some time goes by, a number of years, and then if you have another incident, then
Then you can do it.
Heidi, if you can get that together, and we'll just look at it at the next special meeting. that'd be fine. 12, discussion of possible action on closing savings account at farm and merchants and transferring to checking. Heidi has how much? 14,000?
15. So everything that goes in a savings account is deposits for utilities. And then say a customer leaves, their deposit comes out of checking. And then the issue I've been having lately is they're making their deposit by credit card. So the credit card payments automatically go into the checking. And then I'm having to transfer it to the savings. It's just a lot of transferring. And usually the city only has one checking account and no savings. From what I've had discussions with Sue and Bernie.
Why was it originally set up that way? Was there a reason for it?
It was set up like this before I started.
Yeah, it was there, we had some things that we, we had several accounts that we had found when we started cleaning things up.
there was no reason.
No, there's no-
We had a couple of CDs, we
Yeah.
still do have one. But, it was just us, an effort to try and segregate money so that we had, I don't remember the savings account. Is there any benefit to just doing that?
I think if it's, is it a money market savings account or is it a?
Yeah.
It's a money market.
Okay. I personally think it might be worth keeping and keeping more of your savings. There's one thing that cities have kind of just gotten used to neglecting in the last 10 years has been their cash management, because we get charged different, we gain different interest rates from our money than the general public does, and they've been terrible, but it's starting to change a lot. You know, I think it's, yeah, exactly. I think that you can see, like right now, you can buy CDs at I pay for about 2 1/4, which is 10 times what it was 2 years ago. So, but cash management, haven't focused on a lot just because it hasn't been really.
Could we just make an action to disassociate the deposits with the savings account and have them go straight into the checking account rather than the savings account? Is there a reason that it's,
Yeah, I mean,
if it's just counting, let's just change the way that the county has to be done.
yeah.
And keep the savings if it's, would that solve your problem?
I'm sorry, I missed it. What did you say?
Just change the way it's done so that you don't have any money going in and out of that account.
Just make the deposits go into the checking account versus the savings account, then you won't have an issue.
Yeah, I can do that.
I don't know if that requires action by us or not. Must have been instructed to do it that way. I'll make a motion to change the way the deposits are made and deposit them into the checking account versus the savings account.
So good.
All in favor?
Alright.
Opposed? So moved. All right, okay. Backside of the sheet, we're into public comments. All right. Any comments? No comments?
I mean, I told you guys we chose an office
Where?
in Oakland.
Oh, good.
Quickly we learned that, Quickly we learned that my mileage is going to double my salary if we're not careful. Just because of where I'm going, it's a lot of mileage, and so we drew a 15-mile radius around, and that's my internal radius that I don't charge for. And we kind of moved that dot all over the towns, and Oakland was one place we could get 4 cities into.
Oh, cool.
So that was a decision there. We're down on Main Street in Oakland. We have it leased and everything else. We don't have furniture yet, so we're not in there yet. But I am greatly looking forward to it because right now my car and my house look like an office. There's just stuff everywhere. I'm so excited. And we are planning, what started as an open house is possibly turning into something more fun and that kind of stuff. Of maybe doing like a block party or something along those lines because it's down on that Main Street part of Oakland. It's easy to close off.
Good.
Sometime in April when it warms up. So. Yeah, so we're down there. Other than that, everything as far as the job goes has been really well received. We've been getting some good projects. I just inherited all of the files from Lori that was in our old system that then got transferred to our new system, so I can follow up the projects that left off and are still kind of, we don't know where those are. I think 2 of them were in Neola. I briefly looked at them today. But I'll be able to reach out to them and just keep sending stuff our way. We're getting along great with WIDA, so everything's going really good.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so employee reports and discussion with employees on operation matters. Jeremy.
Sanitary survey I have on the 28th on the water side with DNR. Issues. We had to have that generator looked at again. We have that one serviced and this one up here serviced again, but the panel, it wasn't transferring the power. Luckily, we had an extra transfer switch panel in there. We just flopped it up and it worked.
The treatment plant or sewer plant?
Treatment plant one. So that, we lucked out, really lucked out. So we got fixed and everything's good to go. Wastewater plant, gonna need some, I need to get somebody to come out and look at that hair dryer. I'm getting too much moisture on the lines and it's freezing everything up. So hopefully we'll move. And then a couple of gas sensors, which is probably time. And then I was wanting to see what you guys want to do. Want to do some video and cleaning some sewer lines again. I don't know. I'm gonna give a clean, see what we got for money.
I think it's 17 or 18.
Is there still?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to,
Start chatting.
get a bunch of video.
What do you wanna concentrate
I'll
on?
trade up probably Lori Circle and then get either third or second, get one of them done.
Where is our problem person? That problem issue? Where is that at?
Which one?
Street.
The water issue?
Yeah. What street is that on?
Well, that won't have nothing to do with the jet and sewer.
Okay. It won't help?
Wastewater,
It
no,
won't
it won't
help.
help, water. We've been working on that green shed, flying on that, heater's on it. Maybe this week it might, hopefully maybe get, no,
We gonna wait for some cold days? or
yeah,
what?
we got some, we got a diesel burner in there. And then just, I feel like we've been doing a pretty good job on the water, snow removal too, ice.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity,
Really
guys.
good.
I know you worked extra hours to do that. Thank you.
New trucks servicing
New
new
truck
trucks?
is doing awesome, just.
He's in his heaven.
Better off not to.
Okay, great.
That's gonna be,
Okay, Eric?
he said it long ago.
Okay. All right, good. Heidi?
So we have 94 delinquent letters, 24 red tags, no shut-offs this month. And then we will need to schedule a special meeting probably for next week to get with Mike on authorizing the bid and setting a public hearing.
Okay.
So whatever works for you guys. And we'll need a public hearing on rezoning 701 shortstop too. On the same day, I'm gonna try to get that meeting. So instead of
For
ag,
what?
it's, instead of ag, now it's
Oh.
gonna be residential. We
Yes.
had a planning and zoning meeting last week, so we just need to have a public hearing on it.
They zoned it what, residential? Or-
Yeah.
We can do
They're gonna
that.
build a house there, they had it surveyed into 2 lots, and then Nancy Johnson, will be building a house right across from the park.
And that's. And if she's yeah. Let's say station. Probably not, it is what we call it, get that soon out. So next one. Geez, Louise, it's the end of the one time.
We can do all those hearings at the special meeting.
So there's another question.
Sweet.
I can get it to the paper tomorrow, have it in this week, have a special next week.
I don't know any days in.
Tuesday night, Wednesday.
What's Monday? What's next Monday?
The
28th.
Groundhog Day?
No.
That's in February.
Yes. Next week after that.
Think we've got an act. Not Monday.
It appears I have basketball games every Tuesday. Next week.
Then Wednesdays are out, right?
Yeah, Monday's out, but anytime for me after that's fine next week.
We can avoid Wednesday, I prefer to avoid Monday if we have to.
What about Thursday?
I'll do it on Thursday and Friday.
Thursday at 5:30, does that work? So
Thursday.
Thursday,
1:31.
31st.
Yes, that's the
I have a
31st.
meeting that night.
You
Could we
do?
do, yeah, could we
You
do it?
Friday?
Yeah, could we do it 5:30 Friday like we used to? So,
Does that work for everybody else?
5:30 Friday?
Well, how long is it gonna take?
Shouldn't take
Very
too
well.
you
Provided Mike
guys
can
think
come.
on You got some
Basketball.
basketball?
I brought my schedule this time.
Provided Mike can come. And then it's gonna hit
Oh,
on
that's
that.
I could do,
Uh,
is it a fifth Tuesday? I could do, I'd be off Tuesday.
No, over there.
Is that one of the days?
Carla said she can't do Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday.
So if Wednesday has to be, we can do Wednesday.
30th?
Yeah. That's the only day that's working.
I guess we'll put it up to Mike too, assuming he's available.
Either,
We
okay,
prefer not to work on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
Tell me if you had like.
I work most Wednesdays, so.
What?
So try to work it on Friday. Try to work it on Friday and Wednesday could be on backup.
Or whatever, probably can,
Carla can't come.
okay, so let's try Wednesday at 5:30.
Does earlier work better?
Does earlier work better?
Yeah,
I can
Friday.
do it earlier.
You do
Yeah,
5?
Let's do 5.
Friday's fine.
And what day is that?
That would be the 30th, right?
Correct.
No, wait a minute, no, I take that back, it's Friday.
Wednesday's the 30th.
Wednesday's the 30th.
Wednesday, 30th, yeah.
And then if that doesn't work for Mike, what's the backup date? Friday at 5?
How long will it take to get this letter out, do you think, from, get them out to the school?
I can get that done this week.
Like tomorrow?
And then she said that they could.
Probably can't tomorrow, I probably can have it done by Thursday.
I think they're gonna have another meeting.
She said, if you would would like to proceed with the contract, we will hold a special meeting within 2 weeks in which we can officially accept it.
As soon as we get it to the letter concerning our date.
Correct.
Just came back to this really quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I asked him about that when we were there, you know, Saturday, and I was like, oh, God, Saturday? Okay, good, awesome. So, we're asking Mike about Friday, Wednesday 5 o'clock on the 30th. Okay. Awesome. All right,
We got
fire department.
we have a new member on the fire department,
Okay.
which she is an EMT and a certified CPR instructor. She's on 6 months probation, so she'll have to be, she can't do a whole lot. She'll get her hands in there, but she is an EMT and she is, we're gonna have to have somebody come and teach CPR.
Oh, so Jeremy's not coming out anymore.
Well, no, probably
Minor?
not.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, great. That's awesome. Okay. Employee reports and discussion, operational matters, anything, any problems, any issues? Quiet. Okay. Elected official comments or directions for staff or operations, but anything?
We got one back. We had talked a little bit, I think last meeting about snow removal, the ordinance. We need to,
Emergency?
yes,
Okay, yeah.
pursue that a little bit. It seems like we need to.
Is there a certain point that you guys want to, is there a certain point with inches as far as snow that you feel that it's going to be a hindrance having cars on the street?
Anytime it snows, it's a hindrance in the car on the street.
Anytime it plows out.
Not really. Eric likes to go around them. He likes to plow them in.
They don't have much option. Yeah, some of them can't help it. Most of them move at
Right.
some point, that's a lot of them don't. And then they call down, and say that we never got their street, well, it goes through vehicle parked there.
Well, I guess that they have to have
This should
enough
be
room
moved,
to get
this
up
should
there
be
and down.
moved, and that should be something we should send out.
And that's something that goes out in the newsletter?
Should.
I mean, do we
Yeah,
have
we
the ordinance
put
for
that
that?
There is something in the thing.
Or with the
but,
bill.
If
Yeah.
you don't want to do it that way, you can change it up, because there's a lot of good places to do this a lot of different ways. I think
What's
the way,
an effective way?
I think it's really hard if you don't have your own police force to get really crazy with it. Because you don't have people that will come out and tow cars and stuff, so I tend to rely more on less formality and more on just good, you know what I mean?
These would be cars.
Well, for example, how do you get down there if you've got cars parked on both sides of the streets in Lori Circle?
You know,
Exactly. And it's hard to turn around down there too.
The big
You have to back up because so
We used to have like some sort
just
of
don't follow it.
sticker that would put on the antenna.
Like on North Second Street, right there at Eikenberry's, I basically have to back down the whole street. So I can get back there, because, that, I'm gonna turn around, I could end up down
Oh,
there.
yeah, you don't know when to stop sliding.
Right.
But most of those houses have an empty driveway sitting there, don't they?
Yes.
All the one-way streets are, the ones to the east of First Street, dead-end streets, kind of the same story, I suppose. A couple of them have a decent.
It's gonna snow.
If it's declared a snow emergency, they have to,
Right.
Right,
So-
people just don't
You
think
hold
about
up
it most
What
of the
declares a
time.
snow emergency?
Until they hear the snow plowing by.
Do you have issues
Yeah.
with parking on Whispering Creek?
No.
No, not a problem there.
No, they don't park in their driveway.
Because that's narrow too, if you got cars on the streets too.
I've never come across the cars.
Good, good.
I'd say just keep a sticker and see what happens. There is one,
Probably what the.
like the sheriff came and looked at that one up on High Street now. See that? It's supposed to be this way.
So you put a sticker on them, or you charge them for that?
Let's get it.
Do you charge them for that sticker?
No.
Maybe what we should do is
It's just a friendly
take
reminder.
put the sticker on there, take a photo of it, send it to Heidi, and Heidi can give them a call or something, say you got whatever time, 8 hours to move it, or else they won't pay it.
Yeah.
most people are doing really good.
Right.
There are a few cars that, you know, when I get some momentum, I look and I go, but
Well, you can only do what you can do too. I mean, when
Exactly.
you're plowing the street, you just have to go around it.
Everybody's-
You're gonna get stuck.
everybody's doing pretty good. The cars that have been sitting there from the last snow, that you can see
Still plowing.
everything around. It's kind of irritating.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, motion to adjourn?
All motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Opposed? All right.